Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dive back at it with the real estate. So we ran into our first problem with the property, as you're gonna have when you're redoing these properties. I want to be clear to everybody: this ain't my first property, so I'm not, you know, naive to the fact that you're gonna get phone calls with problems that you wasn't necessarily expecting or that you're gonna have to handle. So basically, a couple hours after the foundation work started yesterday, they started to pull up a little bit of the foundation issues, and found a few problems. Called to ask if they could cut into the drywall to see if that was the issue. They end up figuring out what was going on, and it ended up just being a small repair of which these small repairs can add up, but it was $600 to replace a few more boards and some wood to make sure that that everything was did correctly. As they said, they didn't want to start the foundation work before they figured out what the other problem was, because they didn't want to just set a problem on top of another problem. So I mean, that was a professional thing to do, and I appreciate them calling and fixing that. Upon that, I also found out that there was a little more of my I pulled up some flooring that I'm going to be replacing, and a little bit more of the subfloor is going to need replaced. So I was an additional, I wouldn't say problem, because I kind of knew to be prepared for that, but they're going to replace the subfloor in a few spots. So I mean, that's just improvement that I'm not going to have to make down the road. So any chance that you get to go ahead and improve these things, or just, you know, I can save a little bit of money and wait a year or two down the road to fix it, or I can just fix it now. Obviously, I have a budget I have to stick to, so I just can't go and build everything brand new. There's going to be some places that I'm going to have to save money, and there's going to be some places I'm going to have to put some money. So I mean, that's right now, that's the problem. So I mean, it's a problem, but it's something that you're going to run into. So I would say at this point, most everything's been relatively smooth, because I did all the things that I know to do as far as running the numbers and being, you know, just educating myself into knowing what I should expect. So I mean, I'm still about a month out probably before everything is set. I'm still waiting back for some electrician work. I'm gonna, because it has a mother-in-law suite, I'm going to sub-meter that way I can rent it out as a 2-unit. It'd be really, if I want to go and sell it and turn it back into a 1-unit, it's basically putting a doorway in. I mean, that's how simple it is, because it was like more of a mother-in-law suite. But that way I can get 2 streams of income on that. And then so with that, getting it sub-metered makes it to where I don't have to dish out the utilities and tell people what they owe. Or I mean, I can always build it into the rent, but sometimes when tenants no, they're not paying the utilities, I mean, you know how that goes. So I also have a plumber coming out that's going to see if there's anything possible about sub-metering the water. I already have one property where I have to pay the water bill. As of right now, both the tenants I have in are pretty respectable to the water bill. They understand, you know, that I keep the rent the way it is, be based on, you know, me having to pay the water bill. So I did have a tenant in the past that definitely did not care. Would tell me they'd wash one shirt at a time. And, you know, I mean, if you say you're paying water, that's just some of the things that you're going to have to deal with. So I mean, if you're looking at a duplex and that's the situation, and you feel like you're going to have to pay the water bill, that's something you don't want to have to deal with, it's definitely something that you should probably not buy. But I don't find it as right now as a big problem. But yeah, that's all the problems that we got so far. I'm actually about to head to the property. I know I don't want to be hanging out micromanaging them, but I like to, with this being my first big rehab, I really like to see the process and, you know, get to know a little more, especially down the road when maybe I don't get to use the same company for scheduler reasons or whatever reasons I don't use the same company. At least I know what that company saw and the way they price things. So in the future, it's much easier for me to be able to say, oh, okay, well, you're about $3,000-4,000 more than the other company, which may be possible. I mean, every company's different, but at least it gives me kind of something to go off of. So you guys have any more questions about the rehab or anything about real estate that I can help you answer, just let me know, write in the comments. I'm going to be trying to post a little more often. I got a few more things to say. I don't want to say it all in one video, make it all long. But anyways, get at me in the comments. Share this with anybody you think it might help. All right.